Is there a hidur of Belsky to use non-mevushal wine? If yes, does it matter if the non-mevushal wine started as a juice that could not ferment because they added chemicals to stop the natural fermentation in order to have a subsequent controlled fermentation?
Well, there's two separate shilos. One is that is there a hidur in having a non-mevushal wine? There's definitely a hidur. In Shulchan Aruch it says that you could make kiddush on wine that's mevushal and wine that has sugar. And if you prefer to make it on white wine rather than red wine. But there are shinim that say that you should make it dafka on red wine, for instance. The Rambam, or the Rambam says that you can't make it on wine that has any sugar added to it, or wine that's mevushal. So even though halacha ma'aseh we pass it against these three preferences, but it's definitely a hidur and a preference to have wine that's not mevushal, that's red, that has no sugar added to it. If someone has people who may cause the wine to become ulcer through pouring it at his table, so he probably would find it much more convenient to carry wine that's mevushal, so that there shouldn't be any question of samyenim by the handling of the wine. Now, what was there was another part of the question?
Grape juice.
Grape juice, yeah. And as far as grape juice, which had an additive before it, there's a Gemara in Bava Basra that says that a certain kind of wine is possible for kiddush and for the mizbeach. And that wine is wine that the Rashbam is masbir, that it's wine that won't turn into, it's grape juice rather, that won't turn into wine. So the grape juice is possible. It's garua, it won't turn into wine naturally. Therefore it can't be used for kiddush, it can't be used for mizbeach. Although wine should be fermented, preferably for mizbeach. But once it can't turn into wine, so it's nifsa. It's not the proper grape juice, and it can't be used for wine. Rav Henkel Zatzal wrote in his sefer in the Edus Yisroel, in the countries that included in the Edus Yisroel. So I think he wrote that the wine therefore shouldn't be used for kiddush because of that Rashbam. Why? Because today they take grape juice and they put an additive in it to either prevent it from fermenting or to kill the yeast. They cook it so that the yeast should be dead. That's what Rav Henkin held. And Rav Henkin, was the major poisik b'shaita in America and one of the major poisik in the world. And of course, his opinion is very, very important to us. There's others who disagreed and who held that when the Gemara speaks about the grape juice that can't ferment and can't turn into wine, it's because of the chisorin, because the giroyen of the grape juice. Because of that chisorin, so it's considered low quality, and it's improper, and it's not the type of juice that the Torah, that Chazal accepted to be considered yayin, and even if it's turned into wine, it's yayin garua. The grape juice that we have, that add the sulfides and or that they cook and kill the yeast, they don't become garua. They're the highest quality. They do it for a reason. The reason is so that they should add their own yeast so they could standardize the wine and have the same taste and the same level of alcohol, because common wines, not very high-class wine, but common wines, are sold to people who expect to have the same taste that they're used to. And so they want to standardize the wine. So therefore they stop it from fermenting, and they don't want it to ferment too much, even when it does ferment. And so they put retardants and they cook it and they kill the yeast. They don't make any chisorin in it. It's the same grape juice. It's perfect. It's the top quality. There's absolutely no chisorin in it. From the mashmois of the entire sugim Bava Basra, it's the pashtus is the simple shot is that the only reason for saying that such grape juice that can turn into wine is possible is because of the chisorin, because it's spoiled. This wine is definitely not spoiled. In fact, it could be turned into grape juice because all they have to do is insert the yeast, and that's the way they manufacture it. They take the juice and they kill the yeast that's found in the juice because that yeast varies. That's why there's vintage wines. Some wines are better, some wines are worse because of the natural condition of the grape from year to year. Some yeast is, one kind of yeast is more yeast, less yeast, and many other qualities. And they want to standardize it, but it's still absolutely the same quality and has the same ability to ferment and turn into wine, except that you have to add the yeast and make it turn into wine. That's what they do. That's 90% of the wine that's commonly sold. And the prevailing opinion is that there's no chisorin in that wine. It may be, it probably was mevushal, because otherwise they couldn't kill the yeast.
Belsky, someone also asked Bosa Indian, what is the smallest percentage of alcohol that would be acceptable as wine for Dalit Kosos?
Well, the smallest percentage of alcohol, first of all, it's kosher even without any alcohol at all. But Moshe Tainid, that the Gemara says that when you weren't moisek the wine properly, according to the way they did in those days, they add water and so. So that's called you're not yoset cheirus. Right. Machlekes showing them exactly what cheirus means, but sof kosof, the yayin yotzi the cheirus lo yotze. Shose yayin chai. That's what yayin chai means. Yayin that's not mosek. So Moshe said that wine that has grape juice that has no alcohol in it at all is also yidei cheirus lo yotze, because the cheirus is achieved by the high that the alcohol gives, the feeling of the special enjoyment that you get from wine. It's not by drinking grape juice. The enjoyment of grape juice is probably no different than apple juice or orange juice, but it's the alcohol in the wine that gives it the special pleasure. So that's the cheirus. That's what the Moshe held.